That's Creations, your one-stop shop when it comes to customization. Totes, tees, tumblers, hats, and more. Looking for a customized gift idea for a graduation, birthday party, baby shower, or just a unique creation of your own? Check out Shazazz Creations as seen here on Whitney D TV. Female, Black owned. Use my promo in the description box down below and let her know Whitney D of Whitney D TV sent you. Thank you. Bye.
What's up, Jewel Gang? So I would like to address this white woman who goes by the name of Nikki Marie on Facebook. Her page is private, but her DMs are wide open. You see, this scarecrow thought it'd be a good idea to slide in a black woman's DM, bully and harass her over having a small disability. Pause and read. Pause and read. Pause and read. You see, this beautiful black woman you decided to harass for having a small disability when being compared to you is walking art. Black women are literally walking Picassos, which is why snow roaches like you envy us so much. You look like the cashier at HEB that has to call the manager every 5 seconds because you're too stupid to work the register. You look like splattered bird shit dried up on the side of someone's car. You couldn't match her beauty if she gave you an audio booklet with a step-by-step description on how to do so. And between me and you, I'm the bigger bully. Sit your ass down.
think you got game, but you really lame. Did you really think you could play me? Boy, you better think again. Quick to say these girls ain't loyal, but you got 7 girls safely paying your phone. Now tell me who's really loyal? It ain't you. These boys ain't loyal, talking about us girls, saying that we all bodies. But us girls will hold it down, pick you up when you down, and give you anything you want. You're trying to run game that's already been paid, gonna get your heart broken. Do you know who you are dealing with? Liar, liar. Thought you were slick. Liar, liar. But I'll always be flyer. Liar, liar. Thought you were slick, but I'll always be flyer. Liar, liar. Hands on fire. That's why you know.
About music. I'm trying to have a relationship with my kids, and I can't do it. Y'all just don't want to believe the truth. You don't want to believe it.
At this point, we briefly pause the interview to give Kelly a moment.
Yeah. Y'all got me with this. Y'all got me with this. Y'all got me with this. Y'all got me. Y'all gotta kill me. Y'all got me with this. Y'all got me with this. Y'all got me with this. Y'all got me with me. Yeah. Gotta kill me. Gotta kill me. Y'all wanna believe it? Gotta kill me. It's not about music. I'm trying to have a relationship with my kids, and I can't do it. Y'all just don't want to believe the truth. You don't want to believe it.
At this point, we briefly pause the interview to give Kelly a moment.
Yeah. Y'all got me with this. Y'all got me with this. Y'all got me with this. Y'all got me. Y'all gotta kill me. Y'all got me with this. Y'all got me with this. Y'all got me with this. Y'all got me with me. Yeah. Gotta kill me. Gotta kill me. Y'all wanna believe it? Gotta kill me.
Hey, you guys. I am so sorry. We are having some technical difficulties with my internet. I already told you guys. So, my husband's on the phone with them. They're working on it. Okay. But what up, everybody? Welcome to the channel. If you're new, don't be. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Okay. All right. And we'll be back. Hello, you guys, and welcome to the channel. If you're new, don't be.
I'm Whitney.
Oh. Hey, everybody. Hey, everybody. I am so sorry. Okay. We've been in and out. Okay. So I do sincerely apologize. My husband is working on that. So if we're blotchy, just bear with me. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Good evening to you all. Oh, there you go. We messing up again. I see it. Y'all bear with me. The devil is mad. Okay, them damn R.Kelly supporters are pissed off, and so they messing with my internet. I know they are. Anyways, you guys, welcome. Let me say hi to everybody. It's going to be a long night, a very informative night, okay, to say the least. But before we get into everything, let me shout out everybody, okay? Hey, Darnell. Darrell. Hey, Darrell. He says, I'm here. I hear other bloggers saying he is coming home. I hope not. He's not good. Child. You got to learn that all bloggers aren't honest, okay? And I keep telling y'all behind, test the spirit by the spirit, meaning you have to test to see if what they're saying is to be true. Okay? All right. But I don't think that's happening, okay? Just to give you guys an update like I've been doing. I looked at the judge's docket, and there's nothing on there for Friday. So I'm thinking that we're going to be in deliberations here soon. And over the weekend, the jurors are going to be able to, come up with a decision. And then we may have a verdict by next week sometime. But I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm just going to be honest with you. I mean, I don't know if it's been fair. His attorneys suck balls. I don't want no excuses. If he comes home, if he gets out of this, I want it to be fair. And I don't know if the defense been playing fair. Hey, Terrell. Hey, Nikki, Honey Bunches of Oats. Hey, Jade, welcome back, honey. Hi, BJ. Hi. BJ, you're gorgeous. Hey, girl. Hey. Let's see who else is here. Hey, Pauline. Hi. Hi, KD. Hello. We back on, baby, so I can switch over. Let me get off of my phone. Sorry, y'all. Hold on. Let me switch over to our internet. We doing good. Let me see. Y'all bear with me. Bear with me. I'm transitioning. All right. We good? Can y'all hear me? See me okay? I just switched over to our internet. Those people that come in, come on in. All right. I think we're good. Let me get my cord. Uh-oh. I'm slow motion. Hold on. Let me see if I can hear. Slow motion. Yeah, I'm dragging. It's dragging. Hold on. Let me see if I can hear. Slow motion. All right. We good. Okay, let's go ahead and get into this. Before we do, shouts out to Supernatural LSC Cosmetics. I told you guys about a plug. I am a brand ambassador in regards to her product, a brand affiliate, and ombre. Oh gosh, it is choppy. It's choppy. It's gonna make me go off the camera. That's what's gonna happen. But I have these two on. One is angelic and Holy Ghost or Holy, but I'll give you more information. Yeah, I'm kind of perturbed by the internet right now. I'm kind of pissed off, so I'm sorry. Bear with me. But hey, KD. Hey, Lori. Hey, you guys. Hey, Katina. To me, it speaks volumes that the defense doesn't have anybody to come and speak good about him. That has relevance. I'm just saying. Hi, Foxy Love. Hello. Oh, I'm still a little blotchy, but hello, everybody. You know what? Hold on. Okay, I have to scooch back a little bit. Hey, everybody. Hey. Okay. All right. Hey, Kimmy. Hey, honey. Hey, everybody. Okay, welcome, you guys. I'm sorry. Like I said, I got a rough start. Our internet had been tripping. It's still tripping, as you guys see. I'm sorry. If it gets too bummy, I'm just going to go on to my avatar because what I got to get out is far more important than me being seen or whatever, right? So again, you guys, welcome to the channel. Ground rules here on Whitney DTV is keep it cute or get the boot. Meaning you don't have to agree with me, but please try your damnness to respect my platform enough. You know, respect me, I respect you. Okay, I give what you give. Okay, so not for nothing, please keep it cute. Again, you don't have to agree with me. You can disagree, but do it respectfully. Oh my gosh, see, here we go. But do it respectfully, okay, to say the least. Please just try your very best to respect my channel, okay? Now, make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you have not done already. Sharing is caring, so take out the time right now to share this video, okay? So this can get out, okay? If you would like to join the channel, you can always look down below. Hold on. You can always look down below, or let me just get in a chat or whatever. How you guys evening going? All right. Here is the link if you guys would like to join the channel. Am I from the South? Yes, I'm from Texas. That's where I stay at. I stay in Texas. So I say y'all a lot. But we ain't out here riding on horses. Not everybody, not all the time. Anyways, hey Dory. Hi, Miss Sheila. Hi, Misa. Hey girl. Hey you guys. Okay, but if you would like to join the channel, it's in the chat. I did place that in there for you guys. It's right here. Let me see if I can pin this. There we go. It's pinned, okay? Now, oh, Dory, these glasses, unbeknownst to everybody, these glasses really are to keep the Blu-rays from laptops away. So they're not prescribed or anything like that. I got them off of Amazon, and they came in a pack. The box is right here. They're called Mixer. But yeah, you see the eye on there? They're to keep the Blu-rays from off the screen because I'm always on the screen. I do graphics and things to that nature. So yeah. But anyways, if you guys would like to support my channel, right here is where all of my PayPal, Zelle, Cash App information is. Okay, come on, let's go ahead and get into everything, you guys. You guys are in for a treat tonight. I was just scrolling on the online one day, and I just was thinking to myself, I was like, again, nobody really talks about the things that I find to be interesting. But if you guys remember, if I'm not mistaken, R.Kelly admitted to a lot of this stuff already. Do you agree? Do you guys agree? We're going to take a look to his I Admit song. And then we're going to see, because according to speculations, a lot of people say that song was false. It was a lie. He was joking. I beg to differ. I decided to go line for line and go a step further and research everything. Join me as we see how authentic the I Admit song was, as well as we're going to take a look at Faith's mother testimony on the stand. She took the stand on last week. And we're going to take a look at her as a parent and what she endured. And we're just getting ready for tomorrow. For those that are new to the channel and don't know, here at Whitney D, we have a new segment that we are bringing to the channel. And it is called, drum roll please, Where Were the Parents? Okay. So I thought this would be a great segue to Where Were the Parents, okay? So that is tomorrow, so make sure you guys tune in for that, okay? Worldwide situations that we look at and ask ourselves, where were the parents, okay? Not for nothing. I hope you guys have you some nice wine or your liquor of choice, some snacks. We're going to take a journey through this I Admit lyrics, just like we did with H Ain't Nothing But a Number. If you guys missed that, go check it out. It was interesting, to say the least, okay? So let's get into everything. Let me share my screen with you guys. All right. So as you guys can see here, these are the lyrics for the I Admit It song, okay? Let's make this big. Okay. Perfect opportunity to take myself up off the screen and just get into the nitty gritty. Okay, let's make this big, shall we? Let's see if all of what Mr. Kelly had to say in this song was false. So the first line opens up with him stating, I admit I done made some mistakes. And I have some imperfect ways. I admit I helped so many people. And them same damn people turn fake. I admit it was so hard. I didn't go to classes. Oh, could that play a part as to why he had a form of illiteracy? And like I was telling you guys, that form of illiteracy could have very well been a form of dyslexia. They have different forms of dyslexia and things of that nature. So on the contrary, although people be like, by us reading, stuff in transcripts, he still had a form of incompetence when it comes to reading words and things of that nature, by his own admission. And there's proof. Let's check it out, shall we? You guys know I'm about receipts. So we're gonna minimize this. We're gonna see what Mr. Kelly had to say in regards to him not going to school and not having proper education. Uh-oh, let me find it. Okay, there it goes. Let me share my screen with you guys. Let's see what Mr. Kelly had to say in regards to not going to class. Let's just see, shall we? Let's just hear.
Alone in the world at the time, and I didn't know what was going on with my life. I wasn't a great reader. I wasn't a great speller, and I'm like, what's going on with me? I want to be a Jimmy Butler. I wasn't a great speller, and I'm like, I didn't know what was going on with my life. I wasn't a great reader. I wasn't a great speller, and I'm like, what's going on with me? I want to be my life. I wasn't a great reader. I wasn't a great speller, and I'm like, what's going on with me? I want to be a Jimmy Butler. You wanted to play basketball. I wanted to play basketball, and I was actually on the team practicing when she came up there and said that guy has to come out of here, because I told him.
Sounds to me, by his own admission, he has some issues in that department of reading and writing. Okay. Not only that, it sounds to me that he still was living out his fantasy of being a baller, you know, having the girls and everybody play basketball with him and stuff to that nature. Yeah, he didn't let that go. Let's continue though with the lyrics, okay, of this beautiful song. All right. So he goes on to say, I didn't go to classes. I admit that I dropped out of school. I admit that I wasn't that cool. I admit that I just felt like retiring. I admit that I just don't feel like trying. But all my real niggas around me kept telling me, Kels, F that, you gotta keep climbing. Looking ass. I admit. Oh, what do you admit here? I done effed with a couple of fans. I wonder what fans those were. Let's continue. I done elfed with a couple of fans. I admit that I'm a gift and a curse. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Beautiful God-given voice, but cursed a lot of people with it. I admit that I don't go to church. I admit, hold on, let me run it up a little bit. I admit I got so many flaws, told so many lies to these broads. I wonder if he was referring to the male broads too, because I remember when they asked John Doe, number one, if R.Kelly did anything for his career, and he said no. I recall many of the ones that were artists saying no to that question as well. And it all for them, it started as that he was going to help their career. So he told lies to many broads abroad. Let's continue, shall we? Blew so much money, popped so many bottles. Yeah, I effed that beat just because. Yeah, I had a hell of a day, but I admit I was in my own way. Yeah. He had many opportunities to help himself, to get himself better. And he chose the latter. I admit I had my mama crying over me. What else can a nigga say? I admit I can't spell for ish. Oh, but there's one thing he does admit. I admit that all I hear is hits. I I admit that I couldn't read the teleprompter when the Grammys asked me to present. I admit I love God, but wait, it's so much temptation. But wait, and mental, the drinking and smoking too much. But it helped me get through the day. Won't say no name. I'm not a snitch, but one night at the Ritz, did some stuff I shouldn't have. I went and elfed my niggas be. I admit that I did. I elfed my girlfriends. Sounds kind of familiar when it comes to the transcripts, because if I'm not mistaken, one of his girlfriends was Geronda, the fan that he slept with. And she brought her friend or best friend, Dominique. And he had sex with her too. Interesting. Let's continue. Yeah, I taped that in the back of my Benz. Wait, what? I taped that in the back of my Benz? Okay, you're an idiot. I admit I'm sorry for my sins. Yeah, I admit I trust people too much. I admit I can't say such and such. But my lawyers told me, settle this. Even though it's bullish, Kelly, protect your career. All these people in my ear. I admit I've been tempted by drugs. I admit that I just need a hug. Like this is like, this was a cry out. Let's continue. I admit that I just need a hug. I admit the devil talked to me sometimes, but the devil is not who I trust. I've been elfed by so many managers while they push me out front of these cameras. All this music I done gave to them. And now they play me like a effing amateur. I got a life. Yeah, I got it right. Yeah, cancel my shows. That ish ain't right. How they gonna say I don't respect these women when all I've done is represent, whatever the hell that means? Take my career and turn it upside down because you mad I've got some girlfriends? Hell, with this record deal, it ain't worth this ish for real. Ain't seen my kids in years. They trying to lock me up like Bill. How much can a nigga take? How much can a nigga pray? Just want to do my music? Stop stressing me. Please just let me age gracefully. Yeah, they took my gift and they blind me. Where the F is my money? Now here comes this big ass conspiracy, but still got my fans. That's a blessing. Listen to heaven, just stay on my grind, and that's 24/7. And I know my mama, Joanne, is smiling down on me. I put that on Reverend. Joanne. Where does that sound familiar? His daughter. His daughter is named Joanne. Wouldn't trip, right? But in the transcripts, he told one Jane Doe to act like my mother and daughter. Sick. You name your daughter after your mother, Joanne. Then you tell an alleged victim to act like your mother and your daughter. Let's continue. Been a grown man since the age of 11. Age 11. Why does that age sound familiar?
Pretty much, me and Robert is the babies when it came to my sister.
Now, how old were you? And you said you were 6. How old was your brother at the time?
He, well, I can't. I say he's 4 years older than me.
Oh,
so
he was 10.
He was 10, somewhere around in that area. Right.
Somewhere around that area.
Right there, because I really didn't notice right away when Robert was being held in the house.
Oh,
so I can't, I can't remember like when that took place, but it had to be probably before I turned 7. I noticed that he was in the house, and I get to go outside now.
Now where?
Been a grown man since 11. Mind on the guap since 7. Now, what would make you feel like you're a man at 11? Maybe being touched. Rest in peace to my homie Kevin. I admit I'm a freak. Oh, we know that. Used to go to strip clubs every week. But who these niggas trying to say I am? Man, I'm loud, and I put that on Chief. I admit I elf with all the ladies. That's both older and younger ladies. How older or younger, Kelly? Let's find out, shall we? Ooh. Do we remember this interview? Because I do. Let's see what he says as far as ages in this interview that went over a lot of people's head, but not mine.
Charges say were minors at the time. Have you ever had sex
No.
with anyone under the age of 17?
No.
Never.
No.
I 3 who the charges say were minors at the time. Have you ever had sex
No.
with anyone under the age of 17?
No.
Did y'all catch the boo-boo that Gail made? Yeah. She really meant to say under the age of 18. Oops. Darn it. 17 isn't legal in all states. The legal age federally is 18. You know, but that's happenstance, you know. He meant 18.
At the time. Have you ever had sex
No.
with anyone under the age of 17?
No.
Never.
No.
I have to tell you, it's so hard to believe that based on all that we've read.
I'm gonna tell you something, Gail.
I really think she meant to say 18. Darn it. Darn it. I admit, I F with all the ladies. That's both older and younger. No one under 17, though. Remember that. But tell me how they call it pedophile. Because that is crazy. Is it? Let's look at the definition of a pedophile, shall we? Me and my research. Let's see the definition of a pedophile. Let's just see here. You know, it's people and their delusionals. Okay, let's see what the definition of a pet. No, well, it says here, technically, a pedophile is a person who is sexually attracted to children. No, let's. What does that mean? What is a child? Let me see what the definition of a child is, because you know that can be anybody, right? Let's see what the definition of a child is, because you know it's people and their definitions, you know. Well, it says here, a young human being below the age of puberty or below the legal age of majority. Now, what does legal age of majority means? What's that? Let me see what that means. You know, just let's see what that age is. Like, what is that age of majority? What? Wait, age of majority? At the age of majority by state, 18. to 21. By definition, nigga, you're a pedophile. By definition. And by your own admission on the Gayle King Show, you've never had sex with anyone under the age of 17. But by definition, a child is someone who has not reached puberty yet or age of majority, which is 18 to 21. And technically, people have taken witness to you messing with Aaliyah, who was 12 or 13. Let's continue, though, shall we? Right. But tell me how they call it pedophile, because that ish is crazy. You may have your opinions, entitled to your opinions, but really, am I supposed to go to jail or lose my career? Well, technically, yes. Pedophilia is illegal in several states, sir. So yeah. You're supposed to go to jail, sir, and lose your job, sir. Yeah, go ahead and stone me, point your fingers at me. Oh, that's cute. So he's making reference to John 8:1 through 11. Yeah, that reference is of the woman who got stoned in the Bible. Yeah, that lady was Mary. On the contrary, though, Mr. Kelly, she turned from her ways and no longer sinned anymore. See, you didn't stop after the first individual that you paid under the table, after Aaliyah, after the 14-year-old, Rashonda, after all these different individuals. Don't compare yourself to getting stoned. You need more than that. Let's continue. Turn the world against me, but only God can mute me. Sir, he's muting you. See, the word of God said to abide by the laws of the land, and nigga, you didn't do that. This is of God. You're getting mute. I admit that I fired some people. I admit that I hired new people. I admit that those people I fired on my mama was crooked ass people. I admit that I don't own my music. Wonder who owns his music. So allegedly, it's owned by Aaliyah's mother. In exchange for the ish that he did with Aaliyah, allegedly. What the F, nigga? I wrote that music. I did that bump and grind. I did that 12 play. I did that fed up. I changed the damn game. So I deserve me a fair play. So put some respect on my name. Now, Wendy Williams mad with me, but I ain't never offered her no drink. But I admit that she asked me, can I get a little Hennessy? Then we both turned off our phones. We drank, I smoked, we talked. I admit that I told it all. Let's stop here. Because I admit, I remember Wendy speaking on this. Shall we go back to that? How many of us remembers this? I do. But that wasn't it. She also spoke about it here. How y'all feeling about this breakdown? Mm-hmm. All right. She also spoke about it here. Let me share this with you guys. Y'all remember this? Because I do. She speaks about it here. I ask you, now why would Wendy go from tears to joy about muting R.Kelly when she spoke to him? And by his own admission, he said he told her everything. Let's see exactly what they talked about. So, he says here, now Wendy Williams mad with me, but I ain't never offer her no drink. But I admit that she asked me, can I get a little Hennessy? Then we both turned off our phones. We drank, I smoked, we talked. I admit that I told it all. Let's see exactly what all was. From my good points to my faults. She said, what about Aaliyah? I said, love. She said, what about the tape? I said, hush. I said, my lawyer said, don't say none. Kind of convenient. No. Look, just kind of convenient. Kind of convenient how all these things are happening to Wendy during this trial. Inquiring minds would like to know. With Wendy knowing all of this information, Wendy, you got some explaining to do. But how convenient Wendy is going through some situations. Oh, silly me. What do I know? But I can tell you, I've been set up. I admit it, however, since the first day. That without knowing that I signed my publishing away. I admit it, I was young and caught up and so blind. Yeah, said I had dyslexia. What's dyslexia? I'm just kind of a little slow here. Let's see what dyslexia means. By definition, you know. Dyslexia, a general term for disorders that involve difficulty in learning to read or interpret words, letters, and other symbols, but that do not affect general intelligence. Dyslexia is a learning disorder characterized by difficulty of reading. Just make that big for you guys. The term of dyslexia. So by his own definition, his own words, he's dyslexic. Let's continue to see what else he says in this song. So cool. This is entertaining. We ain't even got to the transcripts yet. But let's keep going. He says, said I had dyslexia, couldn't read all them contracts. Yeah, now the truth in this message is I'm a broke ass legend. He just didn't have the money. He just didn't have the money. But everybody's after it, right? I'm a broke ass legend by his own definition. He's a broke ass legend. That's what he said right here. He just didn't have the money. Just didn't have the money. The only reason I stay on tour is because I gotta pay my rent. I never thought it would come to this, to be the most. Hold on. To be the most disrespected artist. So I had to write a song about this. He had to write a song about this. But I thought it was no facts to this song. Write a song about this. Because they always take my words and twist it. Believe me, it's hard to admit all of this. Admit all of this. But I'm in my feelings about this ish. But I had to set the effing record straight. I admit I love Steve Harvey, John Legend, and Tom Joyner. They're doing good in their lives right now. Why would they want to tear down another brother? Y'all keep trying to tear down these black men. Black men ain't doing nothing. Nothing. Women show black men some love because black men, we go through enough. How can we get up off the ground when we steady tearing each other down? I admit that the devil is busy. I had some people beside me ain't with me. I admit that I'm going do this music up until the Lord come and get me. Now, I admit a family member touched me. Oh. I admit a family member touched me. So sad. From a child to the age 14. Yeah, while I laid asleep, took my virginity. And you think this man has no monsters, no demons? See, the same thing that he's doing to these alleged victims got done to him. You got to know that when you go through sexual trauma as a child, just like kids are taught things by us and they relive it, no different. If you notice, he's doing these acts, engaging with these individuals and telling them that they're family because a family member did it to him. Let's continue, y'all. So scared to say anything or say something, so I just put the blame on me. Now here I am, and I'm trying my best to be honest because the sources out there trying to keep me from being the artist. I admit I'm at rock bottom, and this ish has rocked my mind. I'm calling on my hood. They don't want you, nigga. Come walk by my side. They don't want me to shine women's groups. My God. Now don't get it twisted. I support them. But why they want to bring down the R? Damn, this is breaking my heart. Because from fathers, mothers, sons, and daughters, I am part of the music culture. Spotify took me off their playlist. I admit that I've been underrated. I'm not convicted, not arrested, but dragged my name in the dirt. All this work to be successful when you abandoned me because of what you heard. I admit I'm not perfect. I never said I was perfect. Say I'm abusing these women. What the F? That's some absurd-ish. They're brainwashed, really? Kidnapped, really? Can't eat, really? Right? He's not doing that. Really? Real talk, that ish sounds silly. And if you really, really want to know, her father dropped her off at my show. Ooh, wonder who he's talking about there. Inquiring minds would like to know, but to let you know, he's referring to Joycelyn Savage. And told this boy to put her on stage. I admit that she was overage. I admit that I was feeling her, and I admit that she was feeling me. I admit that that's just some that come with being a celebrity. I ain't chasing these women. These ladies are chasing me. Now, I'm only saying all this ish because how they trying to play me. I admit that this is no disrespect to the parents, but this is my advice to you. Oh, this nigga trying to give advice. Don't push your daughter in my face and tell me that it's okay. Because your agenda is to get paid with this invisible money that he got and get mad when it don't go your way. I know y'all look at me like I don't go through things, but I'm human. I know it's hard sometimes, but try to keep in mind that I'm human. If all the fortune and fame, forget the name, I'm human. I can't believe all the under the table ish they doing. I'm tired of fingers pointed at me. I'm tired of all this weight on me. I'm tired of everybody wanting a piece of me. Ish, I'm not a ATM machine. What do I do when I can't do what I do? How can I win if I can't win with truth? Got a couple of dead homies that I promised would make it out this ish, and I don't think God's hand is on me, nigga. I'm gonna make it out this ish. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. Not claiming the storm's over. I admit I talked to Miss McGlynn. FYI, that's my second mother. I admit that I asked her, how am I gonna get the world off my shoulder? She said, son, don't you lose it. Sometimes you gotta go through it. They can say what they say, but at the end of the day, they cannot deny your music. Oh no, we can't deny his music, but this nigga did some awful stuff because your music has touched people. It inspired all people overseas, everywhere. Don't worry, don't care, because the anointed is on you. And that's why these haters is at you. So just keep on doing you, baby. You don't have to give these fools an explanation. So it goes on to say, what's the definition of a cult? Let's see what the definition of a cult is. By definition, A cult is a system of religious variation and devotion directed towards a particular figure. A relatively small group of people having religious beliefs or practices regarding by others as strange or sinister, a misplaced or excessive admiration for a particular person. That's the definition of a cult. His lyrics go on to say, what's the definition of a sex slave? Let's see by definition what that is. Silly R.Kelly. The meaning of a sex slave is a person who is forced to perform sexual acts and who is not free to leave the place where they are being kept or to stop the work that they are being forced to do. Let's continue with these lyrics and see what else he's asking. Maybe we can address them for him. What's the definition of a cult? We gave that to him. What's the definition of a sex slave? Go to the dictionary, look it up. Let me know. I'll be here waiting. Now, I admit that I got some girls that love me to pull their hair, and I admit that they love me to talk dirty when I pull their hair. Some like me to spank them. Some like to give brain. And what some of these girls want is too much for the radio station. Look, I'm just a man. Okay, not a monster or a beast, but I admit there are times when these girls so fine, they chill with a nigga for a week. But I admit there are times when these girls so fine, they'll chill with a nigga for a week. Now, I admit I love Hugh Hefner. He loves Hugh Hefner. Okay. Through the years, supported Hugh Hefner. But when he left this world, he had a million girls. So that's deflection, clearly. He's trying to deflect the attention off of him. He's trying to give an excuse as to why this should be acceptable. To Jim DeRogas, that's the dude who came out with all them books and was trying to tell everybody back then about this man. Whatever your name is, you've been trying to destroy me for 25 whole years, writing the same stories over and over and over again. Sounds to me kind of like what we've been hearing in court. How these stories sound similar and similar over and over and over. Just like those stories. But guess what? I pray for you and your family and all my other enemies. I'm not going to let y'all steal my joy. I'm just gonna keep on doing me. Now, I don't know what else to say except I'm so falsely accused. Tell me, how can you judge when you've never walked in my shoes? So easy to mess up someone else's life through social media. The devil in disguise. I admit I miss my brothers, but I admit they weren't acting like brothers. Yeah, we've had our differences, but you don't turn on your brother for nothing. He just goes on and on in this song. This particular part sits out for me. He says, but they really doubted me. Which, you know who you are. Which I bought you a car. Which you stayed at my crib. I loved you with all my heart. That sounds familiar. Let's see who he could have been talking about there, shall we? Looky, looky. Who is this? Who is this? Let's see what Lisa had to say.
See me ordering all this room service and stuff. Like if they walk by the hallway and see my trays, out in the hall and stuff. And they were, I said, well, I can order y'all food. So
oh, wait, that's not the part.
Mm-hmm.
Which is what? $250,000?
Yeah.
Oh,
surprised at the length. We felt like someone.
That's not it.
I don't know if you saw that interview or not.
Oh no.
I seen some footage from that.
Okay, no.
You got 100 and Keith got
nope.
Either 99 or 2,000.
It's somewhere on this interview, but this part right here, y'all. This part is her explaining, because somebody told me, let me clear this up right quick. Somebody was in my stream the other day and said that she extorted him. She did not. She didn't extort him. What had happened was she gave the tape to Keith or somebody that was on his team. Okay. She ended up talking to Kelly about the tape, and somehow, way, shape, or form, he said, I will pay you $200,000. And he said this to Keith. He would pay them to bring him the tape. She got a cut of it, but that's not extortion if you offer it. Y'all need to stop putting them lies out there. But also in this interview, she also states how she heard about this song with Kelly. And she was like, yeah, he was talking about me in it.
Reason why I needed to do certain things.
Oh, no. Let me see if I can find it.
There is no slap on.
You're right.
Can't find it. But it's this video. Y'all know I've been bringing all these receipts. So I ain't got nothing to lie about that. But let's continue with these lyrics so we can continue with the transcript reading. But that part he was talking about Lisa. Let's make that very clear. Okay? So he goes on to say, wait. Okay, let me see. Robert, Jay, and Joanne, my kids. And I told y'all, rather weird to name your daughter after your mother. Kind of weird. I know people do that, but then in transcripts, you're asking girls to act like your mom and daughter. Just not cool at all. Just very disturbing, to say the least. Let me see. It was another spot in here. I think I passed it. Where is it at? It was something else that he he didn't admit to it, but he brought something up Let me go find it. Let me see. Turn the M's. Okay. Listen to this, y'all. He says here, I admit I was feeling stupid. Staying in Homewood Suites. Does that sound familiar to you guys? No? Let me tell you where it sounds familiar to me. Ooh. Let's listen and see.
Yes.
Let's start from the beginning. All right. How did you meet R.Kelly?
Well, okay, I met him at the hotel that I am staying at the Homewood Inn and Suites by Hilton.
Did you hear that? The lady right here that everybody was making fun of, the other that topped him off, and then he had an odor and all that. She said she was at the Homewood Suites. Kelly, you placed yourself there at the scene of the crime. Kelly, I admit I was feeling stupid. Staying in the Homewood Suites. I just wanted to go through that song, and I'm just curious if prosecution will use that. This man placed himself at the scene of many crimes, admitted to plethora of situations and things. And if you ask me, it is really a outpouring, a cry in this video. Him constantly stating, just godly things and wanting to be, free and things to that nature. And the last verse at the end, it says, I admitted all of this stuff and I told the truth, but I'm still not free. Sad. Let's go ahead and get into these transcripts, okay? It's a short transcript. That's why I took as much time with the lyrics of that song, because this is going to be a short transcript. It's 18 pages, if I'm not mistaken. Just for you guys to know, we're about to read the transcripts of the mother of Faith Rodgers. Huh? Sorry, y'all. My screen is just acting so weird. Let me confirm something. Give me a moment, y'all. All right, let's go to these transcripts. Okay, got it up. Okay. What happened? Sorry, y'all. See, this internet is weird. Hold on, y'all, because I can't even see it. Hold on, y'all. Okay. I'm going to do it. I'm going to pull it up another way. Okay. All right. Let me try this again. Sorry, y'all. Bear with me. We're about to read the transcripts of Faith Rodgers. Let me see if I can see it. Okay, there we go. Whoo! Sorry, y'all. All right. And as y'all see, I told y'all it's only 18 pages of this. So it's not going to be long at all. All right. Let's get into this. Whereupon the witness enters. Jury enters the courtroom. The courtroom deputy, all rise. You may be seated. The judge. We are ready to continue. Can y'all hear me okay? Okay, yeah, y'all can hear me. Thank you, baby. The judge. We are ready to continue. Will you call your next witness, please? Ms. Shahada. The government calls Kelly. Witness takes the witness stand. The courtroom deputy. Please raise your right hand. Witness sworn. Her mother responds, I do. The courtroom deputy. You may be seated. The judge. You can take your mask off. Just a couple of things before we start. Oh, I'm sorry. And before we get into everything, my bad. I got to do this. I'm sorry, y'all. Shouts out to the R.Kelly case open discussion on Facebook. This is where I obtained the transcripts, okay? So shouts out to them. Our court reporter takes down everything that you say. So it's important that you don't speak too quickly or talk over whichever lawyer is asking you questions. If there is a question that isn't clear to you or you don't understand, just let me know. I'll direct the lawyer to rephrase it. The last thing is just do your best to answer only the question that you are being asked. All right? Go ahead. Kelly, called as a witness, having been first duly sworn, affirmed, was examined and testified as follows. Good afternoon. Hold on, let me make it bigger for y'all. Good afternoon. Where did you grow up? San Antonio, Texas. Hey. Is that where you live now? Yes. Are you employed? Yes. What kind of work do you do? Childcare business. Are you married? Yes. How long have you been married? 29 years. What, if anything, does your husband do? He works for Northside Independent School District. Is he an administrator there? Yes. Does he do anything else? He's a pastor. Do you have any children with your husband? Yes. How many children do you have? 2. I'm showing you what is in evidence as Government's Exhibit 79. Is this your daughter, Faith? Yes. Without saying your last name, do you and Faith have the same last name? Yes. When was Faith born? June 20th, 97. I want to direct your attention. Withdraw. Are you familiar with a docu-series called Surviving R.Kelly? Yes. Did Faith appear in Surviving R.Kelly? Yes. I want to direct your attention to early December 2018. Did you travel to New York City at that time? Yes. Who, if anyone, did you travel with? Faith. What were you going to New York to do? To watch the premiere of Surviving R. Kelly. Did you stay at a hotel in Manhattan? Yes. Did you attend the premiere? Yes. At some point after you arrived at the premiere, were you evacuated? Yes. Where did you go after you were evacuated? Back to the hotel. Showing you in evidence as Government's Exhibit 80. Do you recognize this person? Yes. Who is this person? Cash. Where did you first meet Cash? At the hotel. Was that after you were evacuated from the premiere? Yes. Where did you see her at the hotel? In the downstairs lobby. What, if any, conversation did you have with her at the time? She, as I was coming out of the elevator, she said, "Hello, Mr. Canick." Objection. The judge overruled. I would remind you not to use your last name. Go ahead. She said, "Hello, Kelly." When she said it to you, did she say Mrs. and your last name? Yes. You can go ahead. Yes, I looked over to my right at her and I asked her who she was. And she proceeded to tell me she was Cash. Did she tell you anything else at that time? No. Did you see Cash again at some point? Yes. Where did you see Cash again? At the Applebee's? Was that same night? Yes. Who, if anyone, did you go to the Applebee's with that night? Faith. And anyone else? Yes. Who else? Summer. Was that a friend of Faith's? Yes. When you got to the Applebee's, was Cash there? Yes. Was she with anyone else? Yes. Who do you recall that she was with? A gentleman and another female. What, if anything, did you notice about the man that was with her? He was in the corner to my left, standing up against the wall, and he proceeded to, he was in a suit. He proceeded to move his jacket over where I could see that he had a gun. You were at a table at this point. I was headed to the table. Did you eventually get to a table? Yes. Did you meet with Cash? Yes. What happened? What, if anything, do you recall Cash doing or saying at the table? She proceeded to tell Faith that she had a foul. And Faith asked her what foul. She handed Faith the telephone, and Faith looked at it briefly, slid it back to her, and told her she wasn't worried about that. At that time, did you see what was on the phone? No. I want to direct your attention to December 21st, 2018 and January 3rd, 2019. On those dates, did you receive a series of texts related to Faith and others on those dates? Yes. Do you recall what your phone number was at the time? Yes. Without saying it, is it still your phone number now? I'm showing the witness. Oh, she said yes. I'm showing the witness only what is marked for identification as Government's Exhibit 958. Do you recognize this phone number? Yes. What phone number is it? My phone number. I move to admit Government's Exhibit 958. Mr. Koenig, no objection. The judge, that's in evidence. Government Exhibit 958 was received in evidence. May we publish it to the jury only? She goes on to question. When you received these texts, did you recognize the number that sent them? No. Sitting here today, do you recall the phone number that sent the text to you? Yes. You recall the precise number? Not the precise number, no. I'm showing the witness only what is marked for identification as Government's Exhibit 230A. Do you recognize this exhibit? Yes. It's a 3-page exhibit. I'll just show you the pages. Are these certain of the texts that you received from that text number that you didn't recognize? Yes. I move to admit Government's Exhibit 230A. Mr. Koenig, no objection. The judge, those are in evidence. Government Exhibit 230A was received in evidence. May we publish it both? To the jury only. Okay. The text in green, was that from you to the person who is sending the text? Yes. And at the very top, it says 2 people. Do you see that? Yes. Do you know who these texts were sent to? Yes. Who is that? Who received the text from the unknown number? Gloria Allred. Who were the texts? You received the texts, correct? I received them. Yes. Hold on, y'all, because I see some spam in my chat. See some spam in my chat. Hold on. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Nikki, for getting on it. Thank you. Thank you, Nikki. Thank you. Let me move this aside. And I'm going to put the little invite in there in the chat for you guys. For at the end of the show, if you guys would like to come on and talk, I'm going to go ahead and put that in, okay? So you guys can go ahead and start getting in the backstage if you guys want to, okay? I'm going to continue reading, though, all right? Who were the texts? You received the text, right? I received them, yes. Were they also sent to your daughter, Faith? Yes. Had Faith recently changed her number at that time? Yes. Excuse me. The phone number that sent you the text. I'm going to turn to the second, to the second page. Do you see that phone number here? Yes. Can you read it out, please? 1312-203-3030. Do you see a date? January 3rd, 2019. Then additional text from that phone number? Yes. At the time you received the text from this 312-203-3030 number, was it fair to say that 312-203-3030 number was not saved in your phone? Correct? Correct. In fact, it shows up as the number here, correct? Correct. Did you later provide screenshots of some of the text that you received from this 312-203-3030 number to your attorney's office? Yes. After you did that, did your phone associate the 312-203-3030 number that sent those texts with your attorney? Yes. At some point, did a federal agent travel to Texas to take photos of all the texts you received from the 312-203-3030 number? Yes. I'm going to show the witness only what is marked for identification as Government's Exhibit 230B. If I may approach, Your Honor? Yes. Can you take a quick look at the document I just handed you? Having received Government's Exhibit 230B, are these photographs of the text you received from 312-203-3030 from your phone at the time? Yes. I move to admit Government's Exhibit 230B. Mr. Canick, no objection. The judge, that's in evidence. Jury only. Ms. Shahada. The first page can be to everyone. The judge. Okay. The date at the top, does that say December 21st, 2018? Yes. Now, at the time these photographs were taken, was this when after you had sent certain of the texts to your attorney? Yes. Now, you testified earlier that your iPhone, was this an iPhone, by the way? Yes. Did your iPhone start to associate it with your attorney? Yes. So where it says maybe and it's redacted, was that your attorney's name? Yes. The first two, or was this an image that was sent to you, sent to your phone by that number? Yes. Do you see there it says survivor number 3, Geronda M. Pace Johnson? Yes. Below that did it say, did the text you say just a sample? We will see criminal charges. You've been warned. Yes. Was there another image that was sent to you? Yes. Were there various images that were sent to you after that from that same number? Yes. I'm going to turn to page 3 of Government's Exhibit 230B. This is for the jury only. Looking towards the bottom of the page, were you sent by this 312 number an image that said survivor number 7, Faith? Then Faith's last name. Yes. I'm going to turn to page 4 of the exhibit. Again, for the jury only. Where you sent certain images of your daughter, Faith, and certain photographs of text messages. Yes. Now, these are the images you were sent. Yes. Does it appear to have some text below each line of images? Yes. Then these are the text messages, photographs of text messages you were sent. Yes. Below that, does it say to be continued? Yes. In green, was that a message you sent back to the person who sent you these texts? Yes. You wrote, who sent this? Yes. When turning to page 5 of the exhibit, after you sent who sent this, did the person respond criminal charges to follow? Yes. Then sent you some additional images of other people? Yes. I want to turn to page 15 of the exhibit. This can be to everyone. Did the person who was sending you these texts write publishing soon? Yes. Then, how did you respond? Who is this texting? Cash. Were you referring there to the Cash that you had met at the Applebee's? Yes. What did you write after that? You are stupid and you were a real man. Just call. You are stupid and you were a real man. Just call and let's talk about this. It's Faith's mom. Was there a typo in what you wrote there? Yes. When you say if you were a real man, who were you referring to when you sent that? R.Kelly. Was that based on the content of the text that you had received? Yes. Did you then receive a response from the sender saying, no, this is colon? My investigation will be done soon enough. Yes. There is a response from you in green, correct? Yes. It says, no, seriously, call me back. I have another question. Yes. Between the text where the sender said, no, this is colon, my investigation will be done soon enough, and the text from you that follows, did you receive a phone call? Yes. And what happened on that phone call? I don't recall. Did you receive a phone call from the same number that was texting you? Yes. And do you recall anything about what transpired on that phone call? I do recall him saying he was an investigator for R.Kelly. And did he say what he wanted you to do? He wanted me to drop the case. Now, after you sent that text, did you receive text again from the same number on January 3rd of 2019? Yes. And did the text say, pull the plug or you will be exposed? Yes. And we went over just a moment ago the text that you had received, photos, the photographs of your daughter, and the photographs of text messages that you received from this number, correct? Yes. And I am now showing the witness only page 18 of Government Exhibit 230. Now, this is now just for the jury only. Again, is this just the actual images that were sent to you? Yes. And again, it was followed with to be continued, right? Yes. Yes. Ms. Shahada, no further questions. The judge. All right. Cross-examination. Mr. Kennedy. May I see that, please? Cross-examination continues with Faith Rodgers' mom, Kelly. Good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon. You testified and told us that you had received a text from someone by the name of Colin. Yes. And that person told you that he was an investigator. Yes. And you testified and told us that that was an investigator of Robert Kelly. Yes. Do you know whether or not Robert Kelly had an investigator by the name of Colin? No. That's just something that someone told you, right? Yes. Now, you have spoken to Robert. Am I correct? No. You don't recall having a conversation, a brief conversation with Robert over FaceTime when he was talking with Faith? I recall being in the mall one day when he called Faith and Faith flashed the phone and I just said hi. You said hi. That's it. No conversation whatsoever. No. I think that's it, Your Honor. Just 1 second. You ever met that, you met this investigator? No. And before that date that you received this text, you had no other communication from him? No. And according to you, he told you that he worked for Robert. Yes. But you don't know that to be a fact. No. Thank you. The judge. Any redirect? Ms. Shahada, just 1 moment, Your Honor. The judge. Okay. Ms. Shahada, no further questions. The judge. Thank you so much. You can step down. Faith's mom says yes. The witness excused. The judge. All right. Are we ready? I guess we need a couple of minutes. The next witness is going to be testifying over the video. Does that require a break? It really does not, does it? Ms. Melendez, I don't believe so. The judge. We've got the expert here. So, Ms. Melendez, we just need a moment to move the video screen. The judge. And what is the name of the witness? Ms. Melendez. Nathan Edmond, Your Honor. The judge. Okay, ready to call the witness? Ms. Melendez says, yes, Your Honor. The government calls Nathan Edmond to the stand. Witness appears by video. The clerk. Mr. Edmond, please stand and raise your hand. Itchy. Okay, all right. All right, let me see something here. How y'all doing? How is that reading? I told y'all it was a brief reading. It wasn't a long reading at all. Okay. What we're about to do is we're about to start Fates. I'm going to go for a few minutes. We're going to stop at like 2 hours and then we're going to talk about everything, okay? Now, I have the link in the chat box, but we're going to go ahead and read Faith's transcripts, okay? Or Faith Rodgers' testimony. Since we, heard from her mom, let's go ahead and get into those. Is that okay? Are y'all good with hearing Faith's testimony? Just like for a few minutes? Let me know. I'll read just a little bit. Okay. Y'all let me know if y'all are okay with me reading. Okay. We're gonna go into Faith Rodgers. Hold on. Okay, the real says, why you allow OCOV to block people? What? What are you talking about, baby? Okay. All right. Anyways, let's go ahead and go into Faith's testimony. Okay, we're gonna read a little bit. Y'all get bored, y'all let me know. Okay. Moderators, please watch the chat. Thank you, Sharonda, for your donation. Thank you so very much. Thank you. I'm sorry, I don't even got that down, scrolling at the bottom. There y'all go. Thank y'all so very much for your donations. I'm finna go ahead and read, okay? All right. Let me get back to it. This is Faith Rodgers. I'm telling y'all, I got these transcripts, okay? I got these transcripts. But I just, all right, let's go ahead and get into these transcripts, okay? Faith Rodgers. Okay. Please raise your right hand. Witness sworn. Faith, I do. Courtroom deputy, you may be seated. Y'all get that spam. Get that webcam for me, please. Get that spam. Thank you, Nikki. Courtroom deputy, you may be seated. The judge. Just a couple of things before we begin. Okay, we already know all of this. We know all of this. What she gonna say? All right, let's go on and get into it. Okay, we already know she's been affirmed and sworn in. This is a reading from Faith Rodgers. Okay, Faith Rodgers. All right, the young lady who told on his behind, real good, like. Okay, the one from Texas. All right, let's get into her transcripts. Ms. Shahada says, I'm showing you what is marked for identification as Government's Exhibit 79 for the witness only. Do you recognize this photograph? Yes. Who is this a photograph of? She states me. I move to admit Government's Exhibit 79. Mr. Canick, no objection, but I'm having a difficulty time hearing her. The judge, I don't think she said anything yet. Can you tap it one more time? Make sure you're speaking right into it. Go ahead. You said this is a photograph of you. Is that correct? Correct. If there is no objection, move to admit it. The judge, yes. Ms. Shahada. I'm showing the witness only what is marked for identification, Government's Exhibit 79A. Is this the same photograph I just saw? I just showed you with your first and last name underneath? Faith answers, correct. Ms. Shahada says, and the government moves to admit Government's Exhibit 79A to the jury only. Mr. Canick, no objection. The judge, that's in evidence, jury only. Ms. Shahada, I'm showing you what is in evidence as Government's Exhibit 1. Do you recognize this person? Yes. Who do you recognize that to be? Robert Kelly. Have you met Robert Kelly in person? Yes. Do you see Robert Kelly in the courtroom here today? Yes. Can you point him out and identify him by an item of clothing he's wearing? The blue jean jacket. The judge is identifying the defendant. When and where did you first meet the defendant? Faith goes on to say, I first met him in San Antonio, Texas, at the Tobin Center. What was going on at the Tobin Center that day? He was performing. Do you recall around when it was that you were at the Tobin Center? Around March 2017. How old were you then? 19. To your knowledge, how old was the defendant when you met him? 50. After meeting the defendant in March of 2017 in San Antonio, did you thereafter begin traveling to see the defendant after that? Yes. When you saw the defendant, were there occasions when the defendant engaged in sexual contact with you? Yes. Around when did you first travel to see the defendant? Around May of 2017. Around when was the last time you traveled to see the defendant? Around February of 2018. At any point during the time that you communicated with and traveled to see the defendant, did he tell you he had herpes? He did not. At any point during your sexual interactions with the defendant, did he wear a condom? No. Did those sexual interactions include sexual intercourses? Yes. During the course of time that you saw and communicated with the defendant, what, if any, different sides of the defendant did you see? I got to see a compassionate side of him, emotional side. He wasn't always bad. He wasn't always mean. Very normal. Like sometimes I felt like I was conversing with somebody I went to school with, my age. What other sides did you see of him? I also saw him. There were times where he would flip, just extremely calm, then go to like being super sexually hyper. Just different phases, just depending on how he was feeling in the moods he was in. Stepping back for a moment, how old are you? 24 years old. Where did you grow up? San Antonio, Texas. How far did you go in school? I finished high school and I have some college experience, education. How long were you enrolled in college? About a year. Why did you leave college? I just decided school wasn't for me. Do you have any siblings? I do. How many siblings do you have? 6. Are some of those half siblings? Yes, I have 5 half siblings and 1 full-blooded little sister. What do your parents do? My mom owns daycares. My dad is a supervisor for the school district as well as a pastor. Directing your attention to March 2017. How old were you again at that time? 19 years old. 19 years old. You testified that in March of 2017 you attended a concert. Is that correct? Correct. Now, whose concert did you attend? R.Kelly. Again, where did that concert take place? San Antonio, Texas, at the Tobin Center. Showing the witness only Government's Exhibit 508. Do you recognize this? I do. What is this? The Tobin Center. I move to admit Government's Exhibit 508. Mr. Koenig, no objection. The judge, it's in. You can publish it. Oh, shouts out to Miss Kelly Rodgers in the building. We're reading your daughter's transcripts. Hello and welcome to Whitney DTV. Hey, Miss Rodgers, you are welcomed over here. Hopefully we can holler at you today. We're almost finished with these transcripts. Who, if anyone, did you attend the R.Kelly concert at the Tobin Center with? I went with my older sister. Approximately how old was your older sister at the time? Around 36 years old. Was this your half sister? Yes. Now, how did you end up attending the R.Kelly concert with your older sister? She called me and one day, and she just said that she had tickets. He was in town and she had no one to go with. If I go with her, if I would go with her. Did you agree to go? I did. Were you an R.Kelly fan at the time? I was not. Was not. Had no interest. Oh, interesting. She was. Where did you sit for the concert at the venue? We were seated in some seats like far away from the stage. Then once we got there, I decided we should move closer because we couldn't see. So we moved closer. Now, where did you end up sitting? Sorry, y'all. We were like in the middle section, not too close to the stage, but we weren't that far. Did you stay for the whole concert? We did. Did you enjoy the concert? We did. What, if anything, happened at the end of the concert? Well, towards the end of the concert, two young ladies approached me. Well, wait a minute. She got approached? Towards the end of the concert, two young ladies approached me and my sister with wristbands in their hand. And they had let me know he was having an after party backstage. Just bring me and my sister, no one else. Make sure we show them our wristbands. So when you say he was having an after party, who is the he? R.Kelly. Now, what, if anything, were the two individuals that approached you wearing? Shirts with his face on it. And on the back, it said staff. Again, his face being the defendant, R.Kelly. Correct. What, if anything, did they give you? A wristband. What, if anything, did you do after getting a wristband from these individuals? After we got the wristbands, the concert was about to be over. So I went to go get my car out of valet. My sister, she went ahead and went backstage. Why did you go get your car out of valet? Because valet was going to be closing. About how long did it take you to get your car out of the valet? About an hour. Where did you go after about an hour? After I returned back to the front door of the venue, I showed them my wristband and they showed me backstage. Where were you taken backstage? So we were taken back to like a dressing room part, a really big dressing room. Did you go inside? We did. What was the atmosphere in the dressing room when you got there? All right, you guys, we're going to stop there because we're already 2 hours in. So make sure that you guys notate that I stopped on Faith's testimony on page 2131, and we're going to pick back up at 2132. I just want to talk to you guys about this testimony, okay? And shouts out again to Miss Kelly Rodgers. I wanted to get you in here to maybe get some more get some more information in regards to everything. Sorry I took long. I was not trying to take long. But if you guys would like to come in, I just posted the invite for you guys to come on in, and let's just have a Q&A. Let's talk about the R.Kelly Admitted song and the correlation, as well as the testimony of Miss Kelly Rodgers, as well as us getting into Faith Rodgers' testimony. Man say. So we hear, Lord, let me get this her together. So we hear, and right. R.Kelly didn't admit to anything, right? It's all hearsay, right? He said it. And not for nothing, we hear in Mrs. Rodgers' testimony that they basically was trying to intimidate her. And we also hear that we saw that in the docuseries. Okay. So they got brought up in court. So there was no lie. There was no joke. There was nothing they made up or anything like that. And then we hear in her testimony, these nasty bastards sent her video pictures and I guess, and things to that nature of Faith. I can seriously, literally only imagine. I can only imagine. So my hats goes out to you, Miss Rodgers. Like, seriously, that's unfortunate. And I'm so sorry to hear that you had to go through that. And that's why I'll be telling people, when y'all get to talk about these parents, okay, we have a situation where this is a grown adult. You know what I'm saying? And still, I would say as a grown person, didn't make a wise decision, of getting in a relationship with this fool. But we make bad decisions as people. I done made some horrible decisions when it comes to my choice of relationships. You know what I'm saying? And so you hear how she met him. She went after him. She was at a concert with her sister, reluctantly, by the way. She wasn't looking to go to no concert. Her sister had tickets and invited her. She was like, meh, that emoji, meh, and decided to go to the concert and enjoy the concert with her sister. And her life, along with her parents' life, spiraled out of control, to say the least. We hear, that her mom saw a freaking weapon, and then a series of intimidating information gets sent to her by way of an investigator, regardless if they want to say, well, we don't know if they were associated to R.Kelly, but that's what I was saying in regards to the transcripts with the whole bribery situation with Lewis, John Doe 1, R-Line. Before all this transpired, he wasn't trying to bribe Azrael, but boop, all of a sudden he just decides he wants to do that. Just like all of a sudden, boop, an investigator is sending Miss Rodgers all of this crap. To hear the defense try to poke holes through that story is asinine. They just grasping at straws. But we know that the defense are idiots anyway. So, you know. And then we hear in regards to Faith's testimony that she had no idea that this man had herpes. He didn't disclose that. And that's where the issue comes in at. She wasn't underage or anything like that. And the way Faith moves to me kind of comes off, you know, us Texas girls. No, I'm just playing. But I don't think she probably would have gotten deep into this situation had she been advised a little bit more. You know, I don't think any of these alleged victims would have been, or the parents. But anyways, I digress. Like I said, okay, this defense is crazy anyway. Let me show you the type of stuff that they are putting out, okay? Craziness. Let me see if I sent it to myself real quick. I gotta pull this picture up. This is just an update. Okay. I forgot. I did download it. Yes. Let me show y'all this. Let me share my screen and show y'all an update in regards to what defense put on stand today, y'all. Do y'all see this? Let me enlarge this for y'all. So it says here, with R.Kelly's ex-accountant on the stand, prosecutors showed juries a company document titled Robert Sylvester Kelly Enterprises, LLC, depicting a red octopus with Robert S. Kelly as the head. Oh, child. When asked by prosecutors, you created it to show this defendant's enterprise, correct? He confirms, yes. Let me show you the picture. Child. Let's get a bigger picture. They just oh, y'all see this? Do y'all see this? This is something, and this is government exhibit 1103. This is Robert Sylvester Kelly's enterprise operation, with Robert being the head, John Holder is the accountant, James Mason is the manager, Shanty Shannon, the production team, security, engineers, Ian Murnis, Donald Lyles, June Brown, social media, Robert D. Smith, Shari Tazol, PR, Erica Sellers, Lisa Sullivan, accounting, EMCI, LLC, AR, and Julius Darrington. These fools literally thought this was smart to post, thought this was smart to bring up in defense. You just can't make this stuff up. Literally says enterprises. Literally says Robert Sylvester Kelly as the head dog of this enterprise. What is he on trial for exactly, you asked? The prosecution is trying to prove he has an enterprise. Oh, wait a minute. Says here, they don't have to look any further. They have it all mapped out for them. You just can't make this stuff up. And I'm not. This is in evidence. Yeah. This is evidence. As you see right there in the top corner. Let me stretch it for the people in the back that keep saying that I'm making up stuff and I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm going to keep that on the screen for just a second. Okay. Let me keep that on the screen for just a second for the people in the back. Okay. Child, can't make this stuff up, even if I wanted to. Oh no, and it's not everyone. It's not everyone. It's still more tentacles on this here enterprise. Okay, it's still more tentacles on this here enterprise. They are missing a lot of other people that's involved with this enterprise. But you got to understand, you got to remember, Don Russell is already got. He's sitting in jail rotting right now. Yeah, he's sitting in jail as we speak. So I think they're kind of good with where they stand with the individuals that they already got. But I think they are still waiting on other individuals. But so in regards to also the defense, and you guys need to spread this around. You heard it here first. We are doing a GoFundMe on behalf of Robert Sylvester Kelly. Would you like to donate? Come on and donate to the cause. Donate to the cause. Donate to the cause. Let's read in part as to what this GoFundMe is about. The kind is in search of anybody at this point, supporter or non-supporter, to help him raise funds to fly his only 6 witnesses through Spirit Airline to be a valuable part of the continuing of lying on the witness stand. The tickets are only $10 a piece. One way, because according to the kind, they can find their own way back. The kind is generously singing, not asking for $100. All right, 60 for the line witnesses, one-way trip, and 40 to keep the kind food from his all-time favorite McDonald's. Now, I ask you, okay? I ask you, okay? I deeply ask you, will you come? We're taking offerings and GoFundMe. I'm honest. I will definitely get the monies in the right hand. If you would like to donate, here's the information here. Okay, just go to GoFundMe and place a travel pay for the Kang's 6 witnesses. Okay, our goal is just $100. Just $100. Not asking much. He gave y'all 30 years. Oh, y'all don't remember? Y'all trifling, because he gave y'all 30 years.
I'm trying to have a relationship with my kids, and I can't do it. Y'all just don't want to believe the truth. You don't want to believe it.
At this point, we briefly pause the interview to give Kelly a moment.
Will you come? I mean, sorry, I didn't hear me. Will you come? Just to let you guys know, that was the demo reel of Denia. Okay, he took the stand today. All right. If you guys wasn't aware of who he was, let me run that right back again. Okay, let's run that back. Okay, because you guys are underestimating. Okay.
It's not about music. I'm trying to have a relationship with my kids, and I can't do it. Y'all just don't want to believe the truth. You don't want to believe it.
At this point, we briefly pause the interview to give Kelly a moment.
Will you come? We're only asking for $100. That's our goal, okay? Only 100. Okay, let me continue. Per the court, we may have a verdict, okay? Because if you guys see here, you know what? Let me just make this full screen. Let me do this. Let me just share this file with you guys. This is very interesting, to say the least. Share my screen with you guys. Okay, this is from the courthouse. Okay. This is Wednesday. This is Wednesday, y'all. This is Wednesday. And this is the judge. Okay? This is the judge. And it's no more on the docket after Thursday. So we very well can have a verdict by next week. So what I'm hearing is deliberations is going to transpire, I want to say on Thursday and Friday for the weekend. And then they're going to come back next week and we're going to hear something, okay? Fingers crossed, okay? And prayers up that we wrap this month up. But like I'm saying, to be honest with y'all, I'm kind of upset because I just feel like that the excuse is going to be that the defense was up to something or whatever the case may be. And I don't want that. I want it to be fair. Okay. I really want it to be fair. But let me, yeah, we are getting close. We're getting close. Let me get in this chat real quick before I wrap up with you guys. Yeah, we're getting real close. You want to hear guilty, guilty, guilty? We can't go to hell expeditionally. He can go to hell expeditionally. Sis, I know it's a mess. Yes, child. Y'all some haters. Y'all better understand. Denia was like, drop my drop my demo. I said this nigga. Child. Anyways. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, when they come to that, what do we say if it's not guilty? Oh, that's a good question, G. That's a good question. What do we say if it's not guilty? What would I say is that he's still guilty? We know he did all this stuff. So even if they say he's not guilty here, he is guilty. And not only that, it's not over here. He has to go to Illinois and Minnesota or Minneapolis. So, I mean, I don't know. Me personally, I don't think we're going to hear anything different. I really think the prosecution really proved their case. So, see what else. Okay. Brianna says, we know he guilty. He still got more charges in different states. That's why I just said. Jay says, I can't. It's because mainstream media has been misreporting. They have been. That's why it's good to read these transcripts. And I've been, trying to focus and break down stuff that people have been overlooking, even with this freaking song. Even with the song, he admitted a lot of stuff. And people will say, he didn't admit nothing. What? It's literally receipts. Everything he said, it was the truth. I just showed y'all that. I did that on purpose. Alex says, I believe so. And we haven't even gotten to the Yep. I haven't even G says, yeah, I don't see it, but anything is possible, especially if we go off of the previous trial. Well, let's talk about that. As far as the previous trial, what times were we in? We didn't have social media, like he said in the admitted song. We didn't have the pressure. That's why a lot of parents and individuals didn't even know what this dude was capable of doing because we weren't aware. You know what I'm saying? So that's the difference, if you ask me. I feel like the difference is that we have more social media. The climate is different. We have proof. We have proof then, but the difference is that we have a plethora, ampler of proof, and it's HD. So. Brandon says, love that I've been reading these transcripts with you because the media ain't reporting correctly. They not. And you might have some media that reports nothing but the prosecution. I'm fair. I read all of it. You know what I'm saying? I do. And people still get mad. I'm like, I'm just reading the transcripts. Like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, what? You know what? In 2008, social media was just getting started. Exactly. So it's kind of like, you know what I'm saying? The exposure, the way it is now. Think about it, y'all. When we first found out the difference, when everything was going on, it got brushed up on the rug. But then in this way and age, and then, he picked a good time to act stupid with this whole Me Too movement and stuff like that. It was like a golden time for the savages to, whoop, you know what I'm saying? Because that's the energy, the climate. People are just over it. You know what I'm saying? And good for them. I don't care what nobody say. Good for them. Enough is enough. Year of exposure. It really was. Do y'all notice all the people that got exposed? Nikki says, hell yeah, he is. I tell him off on Twitter all the time, sweet and humble, laugh my butt off. Nikki says, he seems more like a groupie than a reporter, sweet and humble. I know exactly who y'all talking about. Yep. It's a wonder how people can read the same words and have such a different interpretation. Shake my head. You know, that's why I be telling people, you can't listen to everybody read transcripts. You can't. As jokingly as I am and stuff like that, I bring stuff to the forefront like, as I'm reading. You got people that just read through stuff. You got people that read over stuff. You got people that don't read stuff, skip stuff. You know, you got people that aren't putting the words on the screen. That's the reason why if I don't have the transcript, I'm not going to read it. Because, I can't read it if I ain't got the transcript. But I put my transcripts on the screen. You know what I'm saying? Because I want you guys to be able to go back and read it on your own. I know I'm long-winded in a lot of cases. I know I can be silly. So that's the reason why I put the transcripts on the screen so you guys will be able to go back and read. Hey, Tamika. Jay said to Demetrius Smith exposed himself for free and then some. In his book, right? In that book. Brianna says, you've been fair the whole time while reading the transcripts. I thought so. But like I told y'all, and I'm going to repeat it for the people in the back. Y'all can't stand my relationship with Angelo Clary or the Clarys. Why? Because of your personal issues with this man that has nothing to do with me. Let me make this a PSA. It's not going anywhere. So you can remove yourself. Bye-bye. And Brianna, that's the issue. People have their issues with him, and like kids, high school kids, misery loves company. And if I don't like them and I thought I liked you, you're not supposed to like him too. I'm a grown-ass woman. Okay? I talk to who I want to. I communicate with who I want to. I affiliate with who I want to. And at the end of the day, y'all can click the X. Anyways, Alice says they're all dumb. And I don't be tripping about y'all being affiliated with R. Kelly. Leave me alone. They're all dummies. And R. Kelly, the leader of the show. No pun intended. Well, Alice. Sweet and Humble said, exactly, Whitney. I stand with the Clarys too. Who's going to check me? Nobody. But that's the reason why they mad. And I get it. I get it. You know, I get it. But at the end of the day, what he eat don't make me crap. But I support their families. Like I support all the alleged victims. Yeah. Like I don't got it up here. But I had products that I was supporting and affiliated with Geronda Pace's line. Yeah. I purchased and read and bought Kitty's books. Yeah. I'm in the process of gathering up all of Asriel's products from her product line. And if any other alleged victim has any other products, oh, wait a minute, Dominique, whose name has changed, but she has a clothing line or what have you, I'll purchase that too. All these years, I supported the likes of R. Kelly. Now I know better. So let that be a PSA for y'all, okay? Keep your butt hurts over there, right? I mean, why come to a page with somebody you don't like? It just makes no sense. And somebody that you don't like of somebody, just childish banter. Vera says, how could all them people let this man who can't read or write manipulate them like that? I'm talking about his workers. Well, I mean, he threatened them. He threatened their lives. He threatened their families, just like he did with these alleged victims. And they were weak-minded and allowed it. You know? Some of them I feel like got in way in over their heads. Some of them I feel like were sick as well. D says, I can't wait until it's over and R. Kelly is held accountable for his actions. It won't be too much longer. It won't be too much longer. From what I heard, we may have something as soon as next week as far as a verdict. So Pauline says, been where the Clarys are. He said, Whitney, love the hair. Thank you, girl. It's my little $20 wig. I got off for Amazon or whatever. $20. I think it was 20 or 30. I love it. It's cute. It reminds me of like Farrah Fawcett kind of feel. Alice says, well, they weren't even smart on covering their criminal tracks. It's crazy. Oh, crap. Hold on, y'all. My camera stopped. Hold on. I'm sorry, y'all. My camera is on the timer. We're about to go on 3 hours here. Okay. Hold on, y'all. Okay, there we go. I'm sorry, y'all. Yeah, my camera is on a timer, so I won't do too much, but clearly. Ciao. Hold on, let me close some of these screens. But we talking anyway, so I'll just stay on here like this. Anyways, okay. Let me see. I had a comment. Oh, well, Alice says, well, they weren't even smart on covering their criminal tracks. It's crazy. Over the years of his weird freak show, he hasn't learned nothing. So I'm glad he didn't, so we can incriminate him. Yeah, like if he would have did what he needed to do, oh, that would have been it. We wouldn't have any legs to stand on. This daggone camera. Oh, little bitty box. Chad, I'm not gonna play with this camera. I'm gonna go off. Sorry, y'all. Anyways, okay, let me see what else you guys have to say. Okay, Jay said, yes, G. You read that correctly. Demetrius' sister exposed him for having a baby with a 16-year-old. Wow. Wow. Oh, wow. Ooh. I tell you, it runs rapid. Alice says he has so many people in this enterprise and his personal circle. I'm surprised no one checked the dumb, messy, incriminating stuff. Right? Like, duh. Come on now. Amber Bamber, hey, honey bunches. She says, I love how these women have risen up from the trauma they have endured. Me too. She said, child. That did not look good, that little bitty box. Oh, you talking about my wig? Thank you, girl. Dee says, if you keep letting someone get away with something, the actions get worse. He thought he was untouchable. Yes, he did. Yes, do what Sweet and Humble said. Please hit the like, share, subscribe, and join button. Thank you. G said, I'm flabbergasted. Alice says, hold on. Demetrius has a baby with a 16-year-old? Or did I misread that? Well, from what I heard also, this is just allegedly, that Dana, his bodyguard, allegedly has a baby by Rashonda, the one from the video years back. Allegedly. 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 Silly from The Color Purple. Silly. Birds of a feather. Yep, flock together. Yeah, they do. All right, you guys. About to wrap it up, if nothing more. Hold on. Let me see. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Why did it do that? Okay, sorry about that, y'all. Jay said, yes, you read that correctly at Alice. G says, why do you think they didn't call Bubba to the stand? Look, y'all got to understand. That's why I was telling y'all, I didn't think they was going to bring joy. These people would get eaten up on the stand. People, they will get eaten up on the stand. They will get eaten and devoured by prosecution. That's why they didn't put him on the stand. Sweet and Humble said, Dana is a whole liar. Well, that's what I heard. D says, hold up. Who allegedly has a baby by Rashonda? With Rashonda? Dana, the bodyguard of and he got a YouTube on here too, a YouTube channel. Allegedly. Yeah, that's allegedly what's been put out there. I saw that today while I was doing my research for all the stuff that I brought up today. 2 kids, if I'm not mistaken. And I think they it said in the interview when asked, he just like kind of was like, nah, or whatever. And she said, Whitney, I scan with the Claries too. On period. Jay said, what spray you use, Whitney? That $20 wig is shiny. You know what? I don't use any spray. This is synthetic. That's why it's shiny. And that's why it was so cheap. It's shiny. I mean shiny. It's cheap. It's synthetic. It's synthetic. And I do a review on it. You gotta look it up. But yeah, it's synthetic. That's why it's shiny. She said, I would think prosecution would call him. Nope. Because he would straight up perjure himself on that stand. Just like Joy. Alex said, I wonder if Bubba is going to be for defense. They're done. They're going to be done pretty soon. I doubt it. I'm telling you, they will perjure themselves. Hold on. D said, I did hear that. Yep. But ain't nobody been talking about that either. And that's probably the reason why he don't want his kind to be held accountable, because he may just be held accountable. Yeah, she has one child, I believe. And I think that child or children or whatever, a child is by him allegedly. But I mean, it could have been, she could have been of age, but it's just weird that your boss had her first. And it's just kind of nasty. That's nasty. Alice says, Bubba is all the way Team Kelly. But if defense calls on him, then prosecution can just cross-examine exactly and will rip him up. Sweet, allegedly by Dana. Allegedly. Allegedly. Sean just had a baby last year and not by Dana. Yeah, thank you. So she does have 2. I think her first one was by him. Yes, then we would perjure himself and go to jail. Exactly. He said, well, damn. Sweet and Humble said, Bubba don't want his secrets out. He sure don't. So is Jocelyn not testifying? No, I do not believe so, y'all. And why would y'all want her to? Like, for real? Like, that girl would be no good. Wouldn't be no good. D wouldn't be no good, girl. Jay said, Bubba is R.Kelly's lover. How would he perjure himself? Because supposedly, you know, he slept with other people. And then also he was a grown man and he watched the operation. And if he stand up there and lie and say that he saw nothing, that's perjury. He lying. It's many ways that he can perjure himself. Case in point. The little artist dude. He sat up there on the stand and said that he was in the life of R.Kelly's for 15 years. He toured with him. Only for prosecution to then cross him, and this nigga could not name not one concert. Not a one. Not a one. So, yeah, I don't think they want those problems. Alice says, I believe Sean only has one baby. Well, I don't know. I just know he's supposed to be he got a baby by. That's good. She's not testifying. I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't know. But they got a list. But I don't know. But yeah, allegedly. Like I said, when I was doing my research, I don't know. I'm not in these YouTube streets, but allegedly Dana has a baby by Rashonda. Allegedly. I don't know. Like I said, it's all speculation. But yeah, okay. And then hold on. G says, I think people want Joy to testify because she's seriously in their circle. He knows. Yeah, but I wouldn't want her to. She would not do good on that scene at all. I'm glad she's not testifying. Those prosecutors would tear her apart, rip her up. He came to court wearing that guitar t-shirt. Nikki said, exactly, G. Mary says, Joy better wake herself up. And the enablers around her need to be subpoenaed. Oh, they slowly but surely are. But like I tell y'all, once y'all cut the head off of a snake, the body will be soon to fall. Jay said, I think the prosecution would use Joy's love for R.Kelly against her. Yep. I mean, she slept with underage kids too. Are we forgetting that? Because, you know, I got the video of an allegation towards Joy. Yeah. And it was for the world to hear. You slept with me and I was underage. Joy, you slept with a minor. Does that ring a bell? So if she was older, she committed a crime. True it be by the hands and by the ways of Kelly, but she didn't tell anybody. But actually, technically, she did. Remember that conversation that she had with her parents? All right, I'm going to keep going because we got to wrap this up. It's been 3 hours. Joy is sadly too deep in R.Kelly, but she would be easily shook. They may not have enough outside communication on anything to go perjured. And will say all mistreatments are consensual. Well, maybe. Threll says, what's up with Joy? Nothing to my knowledge. She's still with him. Diane Copeland got charges? I believe so. Hey, Angelo. He says, keep doing a great job in allowing the world to see how serious this situation is and was for all victims and families. Absolutely. As he said on a interview, Mr. Angelo, when he came on, was very true. He stated that there's no winners in this situation. Not the prosecution, not the defense. Everybody involved with this situation, as we heard with that I Admit It song, were damaged. It's really sad. Whitney, right. She was pissed too. Yep. Dee says allegedly Joy was crawling from under the boxing ring. Wow. Wow. Alice says the style of brainwashing is probably so much more intense now with Kelly gone. She's the loyal main one and probably is being fed all these fairy tales of repayment for so, and he's yeah. All of that, yeah. Jade said, yes, it rings a bell that was made on IG when they were fighting. Yeah, and they were recording her secretly and they were asking her all those questions. And she admitted to having sex with underage individuals, but she said she didn't know. Remember that? So, yeah, y'all know they need to keep her off the stage. Off the scenes, I mean. Wanted to be there. Right. Monique says he got off before because the young girl and family took the money. That's the difference between now and back then. A lot of these women he can pay off this time. Nope. Can't do it this time. Let's see what else y'all gotta say. G says this case will take a toll on you, even as an observer. Shake my head. Yeah, to be honest with you guys, like that's why I do be so silly. I am not gonna lie to you guys. I pray before I get on and I pray afterwards because this can be draining. That's one thing for sure that Angelo would tell me, Whitney. Okay, stop talking about this trial. That's why I be telling y'all, like, I got a different connection when it comes with the Angelos, the Clarys. That's with Asriel. That's with Angelo. That's with Miss Alice. All right. I saw Asriel in a different light than any of you guys could, and I kept all that to myself. Okay. I speak to Angelo on a different wavelength than a lot of other people. That's why he don't come on my platform and be disrespectful towards me. You know what I'm saying? And although I cover a lot of the stuff that he say, but for the most part, you know, he's been very pivotal in my life on a personal tip. When I don't know y'all, but I got to know him and engage with him and get to know him and the father and his aches and his ailments. And I see what you guys don't see, even the aftermath. And if y'all could only imagine these and Miss Alice, man, to hear her voice, she's so sweet, but she gangster. Don't play with her. Angelo keeps her away for a purpose. Know that, okay? But to hear them and to talk to them and to get to know them besides all of this, that's why I be saying, like, he tells me, Whitney, okay, like, okay, how are you doing? Like, what's going on in your life? How's your king? How's your kids? We don't talk about this 24/7 because it can be so heavy. And what you guys have to understand, this is this man's life. This ain't no hearsay or anything for him. This is this man's life. This is where he lives. And for people to get on platforms to act as if they know his life better than him, it's acidine. It's perturbed. It's just like people come on here and tell me how mean I am and how you don't even know me. So I'm sorry I don't hate him like y'all do. Sorry y'all had bad experiences with him, but you need to heal. You need to move on because you don't know him. I was affected by Azrael last year sometime. Did y'all hear anything negative come out of my mouth? Y'all probably didn't even know unless you watched the video. I'm a different breed and I just move differently. And that's on period. And then when you riding for me over here, I'm going to ride for you until the wheels fall off. Until you show me something different. Anyways, Jay says, they said Aaliyah was never the same after R.Kelly, right? And I heard, oh, she was fast and this and that third, as if that warrants the abuse and the trauma that she went through. I just don't understand people's mind frame to validate what people go through because they were fast. It's sick. Nikki said, gee, hell yeah, it will. It emotionally messes with me. It's very triggering to say the least. I wouldn't be the same after that abuse either. No one will be. Oh, Angelo, he says you have to understand that this young lady has a lot of mental abuse going on. Yep. Alice says he's been paying too many off at once. Funds low. Child. Sweet and Humble says R.Kelly has money. Keith is the money man. He's still paying Joy's bills or whatever. D says Baltimore. Hey, yeah, we'll tear some ish up. Yep. Real talk. Whitney, I noticed that when she was throwing rocks at that window trying to get her baby. Y'all didn't even see what I uploaded. I think it was last week. Let me see if I still got it. I'm going to share it with y'all. Okay. Yeah, no, Miss Alice nor Mr. Clary. See, my thing is that okay, we can say okay, yeah. They shouldn't have. They should have did more research wherever they was going to research because y'all forgetting the times. But anyways, they should have did more research in regards to Kelly. Blah blah blah. Okay, cool. But what did they do after the fact? Did they just idly sit back and watch their daughter go through this and say, "Oh well, we tried"? No, they kicked butt. Let me share this with you guys again, and this is exclusive, an exclusive video. You hear that? Who that look like to y'all? Yeah, that look like. Let me put my watermark on there because you know we got thieves. In handcuffs, fighting for their daughter. Okay? Fighting for their daughter. And as we're slipping into where were the parents on tomorrow, fighting for their daughter. And yes, sure enough, y'all can say, well, oh my gosh, Angelo be always, you know what I'm saying, going back and forth with people. I don't see that. No shade. Y'all might have y'all experiences. But what I see is that he responds. I've never personally, because I don't deal with men like that. I'm not going to lie to you. No shade. Him just straight up attacking people. What I see is him responding and see what people expect for me to do because I'm a woman, just like what y'all Negroes are expecting me to do as a black person, not take the black man down. Well, see, I don't roll like that. I hold everybody accountable if you guys ain't took notice. And I feel that as a woman, I'm not going to put my hands on no man because I can expect something back from him. As a woman, I'm not going to say something to a man or anybody and not expect something in exchange. So what I be seeing, I'm just different. So I'm sorry again if I don't dislike him because I don't put myself in situations to where I'm on the receiving end of that. See, I've covered before I even knew Angelo Nim, all his, if y'all want to say rants and lies or whatever, and I would do my research and I would just see these being responses. I don't necessarily see him just popping off. I don't see Miss Alice popping off. I don't see Azriel and them just popping off. But see, you guys throw rocks and hide your hands. And then you guys want to have people to take up for you. And I just don't move like that. I just don't. Anyways, Monique, and a PSA, because I'm not going to talk about it again. Okay. I'm going to wrap this up. Let me get these few questions and comments out real quick. He got off because, oh yeah, we read that part. We read all of that. We read all of this. We read all of this. Amber says, keep doing your thing, Miss Whitney. I have to roll out and call it a night. Oh, good night. Good night, Amber Bamber. Jay says, I really believe Aaliyah was never the same because she was blackballed for a minute in the industry. Plus, the media made her become extremely private. Yeah, I was hearing that, you know what I'm saying, how she was fat and all this stuff like that. I'm like, wow. I don't attack anyone that don't come from me. I just said that. I just said that. Can we call in? Yes, Miss Tanya, you can. You can. Make it quick though. We already on 3 hours. I don't know if y'all getting bored by me already. But there go the link if you guys want to call in. I'm sorry. I'm holding y'all, but yeah. Sweet and Humble Spirit said, Alice is the beast. On period. Alice says, I think they know and can admit they should have known better and done more research. They have. They actually have. They actually have. And y'all can only imagine what they're going through. Uh-oh. I got another exclusive image that came in. I got another exclusive, you guys. You guys are getting to see it here. Because, see, we got enough lies out there. Let's get some truths out there in the ether. Let me see if let me get this picture downloaded. So let's see who else was fighting the good fight, shall we? Let's see if they family was just sitting back while their helpless daughter. Ooh, who is that? Who said that? Put my water in my. Who that? Uh-huh. Well, that looks to me in handcuffs. Azrael's brother. Oh, so mama, daddy, brother. Oh, we can't forget sister, because y'all better know Isis is a beast with it. She a beast with it, okay? She was the one that was on the documentary, was like, yeah, now what's good? Okay. Alice says, Alice got arrested because she tried charging on stage at a concert to find and get Azrael on that, period. And what Miss Angelo said, Whitney will have all exclusives. You heard it here first. You heard it and saw it here first. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That's Alice. They look like ass in cuffs, though, right? And see, okay, so Nisha, I would have buried that whole city down. burned that whole city down. What y'all gotta understand is we say that until we get in those situations. So say for instance, okay, hold on, let me move this aside. Okay, say for instance, the Clarys storm Trump Towers. They do all that craziness, right? And they get arrested. Then what? Kelly. Then what? See, when you in the streets, you have a different mentality. And like I told y'all, they weren't expecting this nigga to test them. And I think it was Lisa Van's testimony. I'm not testimony, but interview, where she said, yeah, the fathers was thinking that this would happen to them. Oh, but when they found out, everybody came out. Look at this baby. This her brother, the one who also was on a documentary. In handcuffs. They didn't just sit around and twiddle their thumbs. They had to be strategic. And it's funny that out of the two girls, their daughter came home. And unbeknownst to that interview where she was ranting and raving, went back home to her family. Regardless of what transpired afterwards, that don't matter. You got to understand, this is still a family. While people are putting them rumors out, yeah, she ain't talking to him. Y'all are gloating in that. That's awesome for you guys. Where they do that at? You got to understand, this girl went through a lot. These parents, this family, whole life changed because of a choice she made. And their life's in shambles now. And we're gloating, well, them on the side, because she's not even talking to her father. She unfollowed him. Family go through some stuff. And if y'all think they don't, then I don't know what to tell you, because I know I go through stuff with my family. My people are blocked right now. How y'all doing if y'all can see this? Hold on, y'all. Yeah, it's okay, babe. I'm wrapping up. Sorry, y'all. They were like, we good. Angelo was in here and everything. So they kind of people. I'm almost towards the end, y'all. Whitney, jail is where I will be. I'm just talking about me. I get it. But then you will be no good to your children. What good being in jail would it be of that rescue? It would have all been in vain. You know? It would have all been in vain if you did that. Yes, that's Az's brother. I don't want to say his name. You can do your research. I already said a sister and all this stuff. So, yes, that's Azriel's brother. But they all were fighting for their family member. It wasn't, because, again, this didn't just affect Azriel. It affects everybody. And if you notice, in the other alleged allegation stuff, it affects them too. It affects everybody. Tell me if your sexual trauma didn't affect everybody involved once it came out. Because it did. I know it affected mine. Is that R.Kelly's daughter? No. I don't know what. D says after he gets convicted, a lot of these channels will be gone. No commentary. Right now, they're gonna be coming out talking about some, the justice system failed him and this and that and the third. And I ain't gonna lie though, man, say I'm kind of looking at the defense sideways. I'm just saying what I tell y'all. I'm just saying. Jay says, I'm not talking about fake sad. I'm talking about crying, real tears sad. They always come up with some excuse. Like, I'm hearing that he's gonna get out. Where y'all getting this information from? How? Are y'all reading what we reading? Like, I mean, they are strong supporters, man. So if he gets convicted, oh my gosh, it's going to be horrible. Alice says, I'm going to have to watch that interview. I believe she was brainwashed too. Clearly still has the effects. Does have love and appreciation. Yeah, I mean, she was. She says it in her testimony that, she was lying on there, that she was coerced. You know what I'm saying? She made her parents look horrible. Can you imagine how they feel about that? Can you imagine raising your child in a loving home? Got her in music, doing all these things. And mind you, you got videos of when she was younger and she's in music and she's happy and having fun about it. But then she gets in front of people and says that she gets beat, says that, she didn't want to sing, says it's all about money. How do you think they feel? I know as a parent, if I heard my child say that, I will be devastated. Devastated. That's just like Faith, prime example. She had a loving house from what I hear. I mean, she had a mother, father. They've been married for years. I wonder if she sat up there and said all this stuff about her parents. If, it's just sad, y'all. And it's just like, I mean, we are parents. Said right. G said, bet they are going for ineffective counsel. But all these artists knew he was a predator. Nobody said nothing. That is true. I did a piece on Yo-Yo. Her daughter got a freaking number and she was like, she said not to say nothing, so I didn't. Child. Alice says, I'm gonna have to watch that interview. K. Michelle was on a live and was a living girlfriend for a minute. She definitely went through same things, brainwashing included. Sounds like she still has some effect of it. Not only, I didn't know she was a living girlfriend. I just thought that she, worked with him. Hey, Brooklyn. D says he was coughing, intimidating, and probably threatened to beat them if they slip up and didn't say what he wanted. Exactly. Sweet and humble spirit says betrayed. Exactly. I will feel betrayed as a parent. I will feel hurt. But you got to muster up the courage and keep a smile on your face and keep positive and stuff like that. And then on top of that, the world is bashing you. Y'all can only imagine. Like, I can only imagine. So if I can be a ray of light to somebody in lieu of what they're going through, I'm going to be that. This world is bashing these parents good enough. I don't need to be a part of that. That's not even my energy. That's not me as a person. This is showing the inner spirit of a lot of people. I was talking about K. Michelle crying to Jason Lee, and that comment is what Alice is referring to in having to watch that interview with Jason Lee. Oh, K. Michelle is incompetent. K Michelle can go to hell too. Ooh. He said, I'm still upset that they young Lady Gaga was given more airtime than these young black girls. It's terrible what happened all of them. I mean, I've already did my comparison, you guys. I already told you the difference between Harvey Weinstein in this situation. Like, those victims got paid off. They were in it for the money. They were in it for the stardom and stuff like that. It's receipts, they said. Love but appreciation to some of her career to him. She was the only one who made it big out of all the live-ins. I did not know that. Y'all are giving me some tea. He doesn't necessarily have to threaten. They know what punishment can come. He's trained them. Exactly. That's true. I said love is a song K Michelle did with R.Kelly. He was her mentor. I thought that's what I thought. I didn't know they were lovers or together. Jay-Z knew what was going on too. He did. He was actually brought up in the transcripts on trial. I feel bad for the parents as well. Me too. Like, y'all can only imagine. I would never want to be in none of their shoes. None of them. None of them. Even if hear me out. Even if I was allegedly involved, if I, you know what I'm saying, thought that, ooh, I can get some money out of Kelly and this will be a come up. After hearing these transcripts, after seeing what my child went through, oh my God, I would feel devastated, to say the least. Mary Blue said, Jade, my opinion, she can't go to hell. Brooklyn says, K Michelle is full of it. Alice says, laugh out loud. Shoot, I want to hear about Summer. I'm trying to work on those transcripts. I think she testified. I got Haley's transcripts. I got hers, who allegedly her mom had to do some stuff. Y'all, I'm making all these typos. I'm going to bed. Love y'all. Love you too. I'm finna wrap it up. I promise you. Pauline says, Whitney, people forget parents are victims too. They do, but because they get personal with these parents. When these parents open up to them and allow them in their circle, they get complacent with them. I'm honored that they feel comfortable with me to be able to trust me. I'm not gonna know. And it ain't just, I'm mouthpiece and they know. I say what I want to say about a situation. However, I handle every situation with delicate gloves because I want that in exchange. I've done some stupid stuff as a parent, and my kids ain't even grown yet or of age, you know? K Michelle would never say anything due to being blackballed. All these people are evil and wicked. They are. I didn't know about Summer. I heard through the transcripts. The fact that someone wants to be nothing but a truth and want to be like him, they would never want to feel the pain him and his family feel. You will be surprised. You will be surprised and want to yell and say what they would do, but you're not in that situation. You don't know what you would do. I don't know what I would do. All right, you guys, what we not about to do is disrespect K Michelle and pretend that she was riding R. Kelly's coattail. She has been she was being abused. I know as for a mother had many sleepless nights. I don't think I could have been that strong. I would have burned R. Kelly's house down. All right, you guys. We're about to wrap everything up. Let me see. All right, you guys. Let me see. Thank you. Good night. Yes. Thank you guys so very much for tuning in. I'm sorry this was an extremely long one for those that are watching the playback. But the first portion of everything was extremely important. We went through I missed your live. Shauna, it's okay, baby. Run it back. We went through a lot of information when it came through the likes of R.Kelly admitting to a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? Tell me what you guys think about him admitting all those things and placing himself in areas of places where other people have said something about different situations. Okay, you got to run it back to see what I'm talking about. Also, what do you guys feel about Faith Rodgers' mom's testimony? She was actually in the chat tonight. I was trying to hurry up and read as much as I could so we could possibly get her on, but unfortunately, we wasn't able to. But we may be able to get her back and actually do an interview in regards to her. Not for nothing, we wrapped everything up with a with the start of the testimony of Faith Rodgers, okay, who was of age. However, she got exposed to herpes, you know, unbeknownst to her, and that you can't do that, okay? So now it's your turn to let me know what you guys think about everything that we covered in the comments below, okay? While you're there, make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you are ready, subscribe. Hello and welcome. Take it a notch further, okay, and join the channel and just support my channel on a month-to-month basis. I guarantee you I will be bringing you, okay, full content, exclusives, as you heard directly from Angelo Clary himself. And you know this is about the rap and stuff about to get real hot and heavy when it comes to the Clary's family, okay? And you're going to hear it here first. Thank goodness, okay? But not for nothing. If you like to join the channel, make sure you click that join button. I think I've got it pinned up top on the chat so you guys can join, okay, and support my channel on a month-to-month basis. You can also support me direct by sending me a cash app at your convenience at whatever suffices for your budget. If you don't have cash app, you can look at the below the screen and see my PayPal and my Zelle information, okay? Not for nothing, if you want to send me an email just saying, hey girl, how you doing? You did good. Send it to reviews with whitneyd@gmail.com. If you're inquiring about any business needs, website logos, intros, outros in regards to getting your YouTube up and coming, hit me at whitneydavisplanet@gmail.com, okay? And I guarantee you I will get back to you, okay? Not for nothing, you guys, that is the video. I love y'all so very much. Make sure you guys tune in on tomorrow for Where Were the Parents? Another installment where we look at worldwide situations that have us ask, where were the parents, okay? And I'm going to be bringing you guys another look at another situation that has been transpiring in the world that we tend to just overlook because of all this R. Kelly stuff, okay? And also, join us on Friday as we... That's right, everybody. Join me for music and combos with Whitney D. We listen to music, we play tunes, we get it done, okay? We have a good freaking time. And this is my way to decompress from all of this R. Kelly stuff. It's very heavy. It's very intense. And so this is the way that I get with you guys and get personable with you guys. We talk. We shoot the issue with each other. We ask questions. We karaoke. We just have a good time. This Friday, however, we will be playing Celebrity Who Is It, okay? I'm excited, okay? So if you guys would like to tune in for that, I already have the pre-scheduling of it. You just have to visit the channel and go ahead and get your reminder set up for that, okay? But not for nothing, you guys, that is the video. Thank you guys so very much for tuning in, and shouts out to the R. Kelly case open discussion. That's where I get all of my clips for the most part, unless I do my own research, okay? So as I end, we're going to end on a good, happy note, right? And this is how we're going to do this, okay? I love you guys so very much, but most of all, God loves you. You guys be blessed and enjoy your nights. I'm adding 5,000. What are we doing? Hold on, y'all. Okay, there we go. Sorry.
about music. I'm trying to have a relationship with my kids, and I can't do it. Y'all just don't want to believe the truth. You don't want to believe it.
At this point, we briefly pause the interview to give Kelly a moment.
Yeah. Yo, let me put this. Yo, let me put this. Yo, let me put this. Yo, let me. Y'all gotta kill me. Yo, let me put this. 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 Let me get. Gotta kill me. Gotta kill me. Y'all wanna believe it? Gotta kill me.
Today I saw a ladybug, and it's so crazy because Whitney used to always call me Ladybug, and we used to have thousands of ladybugs in Virginia come summertime. We used to open up all the windows, and thousands of ladybugs would just come into the house. They would fly into the house, and it would just be the most beautiful thing ever. And I saw a ladybug today, and it made me think of Whitney. That's so crazy. It really made me think of Whitney.